Hello, I'm going to blast out some tips and tricks for having a really good dice making session. It is good to think of it as a session. I try to do 30 per session because there's a lot of beginning and cleanup. Okay, so clean blocks make square dice. Square dice go together better. They're easier to make. You'll get through them faster. One of the things that I'll do is I'll actually use furniture polish when I start to grease up the blocks. It makes the linoleum really slippery, and the glue will release easier. It won't stick as much, and you'll be able to just crank through them pretty fast. The other thing I do is keep a wet sponge right here that I can like wipe the glue off my gloves onto, and then as the blocks come around, as you've done a sequence of them, once you pop your block out, you can wipe off the glue and keep going, or give it a scrub. It's really nice to have that handy. I keep my glue tub right here so I can just have easy access to getting more glue. Another thing you'll do is you're looking for end grain on these guys, so there's not a lot of flexibility, but you look for square edges. Some of them are squarer than others, and so the fit will be better. You want that nice fit. If it didn't fit nice, you could try the other edge. If not, you're just gonna have to deal with it. One of the ways of doing that is if the pieces aren't going together real well, you can add a little extra glue and have the glue fill in the gaps. Another thing I do is I never put my brush down as I'm gluing these up. So you see I just tuck it away, then I can keep going. Now a lot of what's happening is that you're pushing the gaps out all the time. So now I push the gaps out there. And as I pick up this piece, I'll look to see like this flares in a little this way. So I'm going to put that towards the inside. If the flare was outside, it would become a gap. But the bottom flares a little in, so I'd rather have the gap towards the inside than the outside. So now that's all pushed together. I usually wipe that glue off with my thumb and wipe my thumb on the sponge. And at this point even, I will push it down tight now, even without the clamp. I'll push it down tight. Without the clamp, I'll do a light clamp, re-push everybody into place, give it a tight clamp, and then check to make sure it's all still really good. Let's do another one like that. So grab this block, have the end grain point towards me. That's just so the dice look better. That's a little too much glue, but it's okay. It'll squeeze out. Paint those guys, set them in. You're constantly pressing them nice and tight as it goes. Again, the end grain points towards me on this block. Do all 6 sides, never put the brush down. Just tuck it in. And sort of check this. I'm gonna go with the curvy side so it looks good. There's a little decision making as you do this. So I push that, some of the glue squeezes out, that's fine. Wipe that off so it's clean for my clamp. Push everybody in. Push the gaps out. Get my clamp on there. Give it a light clamp. More glue pushes out, reclamp it. Tighten it up. Now sometimes if your clamp is uneven, it'll pull it up like that and there'll be a gap. So if you push your clamp down, you'll minimize that gap. You can also just move this end, and it's like you're pushing on it different ways with your thumb. So if there is a big gap like that, sometimes all you have to do is pull this, then reclamp him. Oh, that's getting pretty messy. So at that point, you just start over, push all your gaps out, square up your clamp, then check him. That looks good. Usually you'll notice that that would have pulled up or something, and then you can you push him in there, or that this would flare sideways like that. So that means your clamp is crooked. Stop torturing this die and let him rest. Glue set time is about 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. You don't want the dice to be in the blocks for longer than 5 or 6 minutes. So as you're finishing up, you'll finish, you're rotating through your blocks. When you're done with your session, you'll take your blocks to the sink and wash them out. You'll wash your brush out, and then you'll pop the rest of your dice out of the mold so that they don't get stuck in there, because that's really hard on your mold. It's hard to scrub that glue off once it's dry. So with that glue off there, clamp him nice and straight. Push, keep checking. Looks good, really good. This side is smoother. This side I can see some saw marks on, so I'm gonna put the glue over here. That's real heavy. That's gonna cause a problem. Get some of that off of there. See, that's not sitting real nice. So I'll try the other side. Still not sitting great. I see a little guy in there. You can use the back of your brush to try and get some of the crusties out. Okay, that sits better. I am surprised. Paint that guy. Push him in. Next guy. In green towards me. If you won't get any this way, but there used to be gaps here, like this piece is smaller than those. What I would do is paint this heavy with glue so that the glue is going to fill that gap in. So as I push it in, the glue is going to smush off of the smooth pieces and fill in the hole of the smaller guy. Now that might apply in different ways as you make more dice. Because the glue basically becomes a resin that bonds the pieces together. And so this was up a little. The bicolor piece was up a little, so I'm gonna shift that a little to put the pressure down here instead of up there, so it'll squeeze it in a way that gets rid of the gaps. It's a little complicated, but just undo it. You get the hang of it. The clamp is certainly a way that you can work with the block to make the dice be cleaner. So I pop both those guys off, pop the dice out. I usually have a tray over here. They go in. It popped out real nice because the furniture polish was there. You could respray them or give those a wipe. It's totally worth it to do this as you go, because then your blocks stay clean. And when your blocks stay clean, you don't have any problems. And then it allows the pieces to fit together the way that they were cut. I do a lot of work to cut them, precision cut them square so they will fit together nicely. Oh boy. That's a little one. That glue off there. Push, clamp, push, check. That was up a little, so I will tilt that a little to hold him nice. That's the last one we'll do. A little glue. I'm putting the saw burns in. This side's nice and clean. There's no tearing along these edges here. So I'll just put the nicer side out because it makes it easier to finish. Press him in. Low on those. There's this is a little funny shape, so I'm gonna put extra glue in there I probably shouldn't even use it. If you find a funny piece, just throw it out or put it in a bag to send back to me and I'll use it. It's better to not give yourself that frustration and just keep chugging through them. I make candy, I make the pieces by the thousands, so it is likely that you will encounter a few bad ones, and it's better for you to just keep your morale high and skip them. These guys are probably a little too wet still even, so be real careful pulling them out. So you see, there's a little glue there. That'll sand off, that'll sand off. This will all get recut down. There's a little gap right there. That'll fill in with the teak oil. This one has a lot of glue. That's fine, that means all the gaps are filled in. So, wipe him down. So now, I never used that one. Blocks are clean. I'm going to go wash the brush out and my gloves off so that they're clean. So the glue's off the brush. My gloves are cleaner. I can use them next time. This will have dried a little. This is gonna dry a little as it sits in the air. You can put some little bit of water in there, just like a couple of eyedroppers worth is enough to have it be the right consistency again. You don't want it to get too thin. It's already made to work as a thinner glue. So probably still a little wet. You can see it's still not, it turns clear when it's dry, so those are wet, but if I don't jostle them too much, I can take them out. Wipe this guy out. And then I'm all set for tomorrow. My gloves off. And then, yeah, my blocks are clean. My brush is clean. I made 6 dice. I'll be all ready to go next time. All right, thank you.